Hello there, people. I am back for another video today. We are reviewing the movie Raw Deal. This was one I watched as a kid, because Arnold. And this is definitely, like, even compared to his movies at the time, this was different. Yeah, it's an action movie, very 80s, like even the music. But it deals with the mafia and the mob. So, Mark Kamansky, which is still Schwarzenegger's character, is a cop who, a few years ago killed well, basically he went overly hard on a suspect and basically is reduced to just being like a shitty sheriff. And he's married to his wife, who's kind of an alcoholic. We get that opening scene, which I love. Um, this is why you don't. I forgot the line is. I'm gonna probably just put it in the title, but this is why you don't drink and bake. Basically, fucking love that line. But it's very 80s. I'll admit this was one I don't really remember. So rewatching this one, I like it. It's basically he poses as he works for he used to work for the FBI, but because he beat a perp basically, and him and his wife are having marriage problems, so he is asked to go undercover as the mafia because someone is in the FBI is leaking informants to the mob. So basically, he has to pose as the mob to get closer, and it's a fun little flick. Deals with the mob. Even like Sam Wanamaker is his name. I remember him from Superman 4. I remember was watching this earlier. I'm like, where the fuck do I remember him? Like, then I looked at his discography. Yeah, he was in Superman 4, and he was like the asshole boss. And I very much he was basically the same role in this. Robert Davi's in it as Max Keller. I thought he was great. Robert Davi's like he's in a lot of fucking movies, man. Like Die Hard, Predator 2, Goonies. Yeah, in this movie. And basically, I mean, we get that iconic scene of him in the Stallone. Keep saying Stallone. Schwarzenegger in a suit is great because he basically had to pose as a mobster. So I kind of like that because, like, this is the year after Commando, where you're used to seeing Schwarzenegger with like military kind of shit, but him posing as like the mob, I kind of like that element. And that scene at the construction site where he just like took everybody out was great. The final scene where he has the shootout with the guys at the villain's bar, not bar as at his building, decent shootout. Fucking Tumansky just came in there and fucked everybody up, and I actually liked the wife character Monique. I thought she was great. Even the fight at the fucking mall was fun. Like, it's a fun movie. It's not one of his top movies, like, even at the time. Like, I think Commando's better. Obviously, Predator's better and Terminator. But this is a good one. I definitely recommend it. The score is fun. Interesting plot. Kind of get to see Schwarzenegger kind of do a little bit of a different role. Even though it is undercover, it's kind of funny to see when he's posing as, like, a mobster. And, it's just Schwarzenegger at his best. So, this is prime Schwarzenegger. 86, post Commando. So, out of 10, I'd give this movie like I'll give it an 8. It was fun. Very 80s. And I even like the way it ends where he goes to his boss and asks him to be a godfather because Amy, I think that's actually her name, Amy, his wife, is pregnant and they kind of reconciled. So overall, I love this movie. So tomorrow, updated Buffy ranking. We're gonna go into why basically it was supposed to be my original live stream, but it didn't fucking work, so I'm just gonna do it as a video. It might be a while because I'm gonna just kind of go off because I very much my updated ranking has updated, and then I'm close to finishing Angel, so probably within a week or two, because I'm thinking I'm already on episode 16, probably 17 now, honestly, of Angel season 5, so I got like three, like 4 or 5 episodes left. So probably within a week, I'll probably be able to do. We'll do updated Angel review because season 3 to me, rewatching it, it's not the weakest season anymore. It's definitely 4 the more I think about it. So I'll be talking about that. Yeah, but let's get into Raw Deal. So the movie starts a year before. Informants and some agents were killed brutally, and the year before, and we get this is where we meet Kamansky, who's unfortunately reduced to being a sheriff and him and his wife are having marriage problems. Kind of has like a similar start to the Commanding. You know, he's living in his life as a sheriff, and this is where the drink and bake scene, as his wife flings like a cake at him, and basically their marriage is kind of in shambles because he used to be an FBI agent, but a couple years before beat a perp to the point that he had no choice but to step down. And but his boss, former boss, comes back to him because a bunch of informants have been murdered because someone's leaking the informants to the mob, and it's someone within the FBI. So this is where Kamansky fakes his death, changes his name to Joseph, and starts working for the mob. And to get into the mob's good graces, he starts harassing another rival gangster, and we get like a cool action scene there. And I gotta say it, I think Schwarzenegger pulls off being in the mob. Like, was kind of cool seeing him in a suit, like, because we're used to seeing him in like military garb up until this point. This is obviously the after Commando, or even Terminator. He was in like the leather jacket, so it's kind of like interesting to see him in like a suit, you know. Um, he starts doing things for the mob, and he starts getting in their more and more of their good graces. And Sam Wanamaker's character is a great bad guy. He's kind of manipulating things from the background. Befriends Max Keller, which is Robert Davi's character. And honestly, this movie does a good job of like, it kind of does feel like a mob movie a little bit, while also still being like, a Schwarzenegger project. Like there's even a scene where we kind of get like a shootout. I know it's a little bit later in the movie, but we get a cool car chase where they're shooting at each other. So this is where we meet Monique, who in one of the scenes, this is the mall scene where she helps Joseph fight off some guys, and he tells her to go to the airport. And while there, this is where he decides to finally kill those guys. Because they're starting to kind of realize that there's something up with them. Oh, this is before that we get a cool action scene where he's like, because this is the shot of the shot of the cover. A lot of the posters is Arnold in like a tank top and he's holding the gun. That's where we get the shot of that. I think really Schwarzenegger did a really good job with this movie. Yeah, it's not as iconic as some of his other ones, but I have fun with it. It very much, you still have that 80s tone, but it also does feel like I thought Schwarzenegger did a good job of trying to pull off being a mobster. So this is where we get that cool scene where he takes us some bad guys. Then we have the scene at the airport with Monique. He tells Monique to wait for him there. Then we get that scene at the construction site, and that's one of my favorite action sequences. He just starts driving through, shooting at people. And I could be technical. Like there were some of those shots he probably shouldn't have gotten, but fuck it, it's an '80s film. I can kind of get over it. Before that, we get a cool car chase scene with But the gangsters chasing like another group of gangsters. That was cool. Then Max Keller gets killed. Because I think this was the point they realized that Kamansky's undercover, but he got to him first. So we get that shootout, and then this is where we get the shootout at the construction site. And yeah, he just kills everybody. Fucking love it. I had fun. He was just driving through. He almost gets his car crushed, so he jumps out of the car, then shoots the guy in the bulldozer. Then shoots the guy in the building. Then shoots the guy in like a trash truck that's trying to ram the building. Finds all the drugs, like all the drugs and money. Then he goes for Baxter. So Baxter is revealed to be the one informing the mob. So the guys decided the mob leader tries to protect him from, or Sam. I'm gonna say Sam Wanamaker. That's the main bad guy of the movie, and his people try to protect Baxter basically. And yeah, Schwarzenegger just kills them all. That action scene in the end was great. It dragged a little bit, but it was fun. Like even Sam Wanamaker's death's pretty brutal. Like he just, after taking out everybody, because he tries to tell his man to call the cops, basically to like kind of basically so they can almost use him as backup, but unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but Comanche kills him, and then kills Wanamaker pretty brutally. Like he's trying to run, and then just gets killed with shotty. And then confronts Baxter, and even kind of gives Baxter like a choice: either call the cops and have yourself arrested, and then or it basically gives him a gun to make the choice if you want to try to fight. Baxter made the wrong choice, try to fight, and instantly just gets killed. He then gives money, like I think it's like $200 million, $2 billion. It's a lot of money to Monique to tell her to live her life. Then basically gets his old job back after, and helps his boss through physical therapy, because yeah, his legs aren't working. He's helping him through physical therapy. I thought it was actually a wholesome little ending there. He also made him the godfather of, because Amy's pregnant now. I really like that little wholesome ending. So overall, I fucking love this movie. It's fun. The action sequences are fun. The soundtrack's great. Schwarzenegger, I thought, did a good job as a mobster. He's a good mobster, so that's probably what I'm gonna title the video. I think either that or I'm gonna have the cake title. Fucking love that line. I'm just gonna put it on the thumbnail, but yeah. So that's really all I can say about this movie. I mean, it's not. I mean, I know this video is a bit shorter than normal, but that's really all I can say. It's a dope little action flick, underrated. Still, I don't know why I keep trying to say Stallone. Schwarzenegger movie. Especially compared to like the time, because they could have just had him do like another movie like Commando, but no, like that's why like people try to say Arnold isn't a great actor. Like there are times he can be typecast, but I'd argue he does know the variety. Obviously, he knows how to do comedy characters, but even something like this, even within like, yeah, it's still like a Schwarzenegger action movie, but it does feel like at times a mobster movie. Even just the little scenes where he's just talking to the other mobsters, and yeah, and even he's an FBI agent, and a sheriff, but it's not just like him as like because usually military, and even Predator to an extent, he basically was almost like kind of like Commando in that, just with Predator. So I feel like Stallone. I don't know why I fucking keep thinking Stallone. It's just habit now. Schwarzenegger like really showcases variety here. So I definitely recommend this movie. It's not his best. I wouldn't put up there with like some of the more iconic roles, but this is a fun one. So 8 out of 10 movie. So definitely gonna watch it again. I've been having fun. I'll figure out next week. I don't know if it'll be another Schwarzenegger movie or if I'll find like another 80s action. It'll be an 80s action movie. I just gotta figure out what. I might do Running Man, just because I feel like I've been having fun going back to some of these old Schwarzenegger movies, and I haven't watched Running Man in a while. It'll either be Running Man or I'll find like another 80s action movie. We'll see. I'll probably know more about like either tomorrow or a couple days. But anyway, cheers. Tomorrow, updated Buffy ranking. I can't wait to talk about it because my second rewatch, it has definitely changed. Not my top two. My top two are still 2 and 3, but um, 3 and down have changed a little bit. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. And now that I can actually I don't have to fucking split it into parts. Because when I did originally, I'm actually kind of happy I'm doing this too. Because when I originally did my Buffy ranking, this was at that time my phone for fucking some reason couldn't go over like 30 minutes. No, it was like 32 minutes or something like that, where it could only, like 32 minutes was like the cap. So now my phone can actually go longer, so I don't have to like rush through it, and I can actually save more. I feel like even at the time I wanted to save more, but unfortunately, this is at that time I had to split it into parts, so I don't have to do that anymore. So I can actually go longer. So I'm actually kind of happy. So we'll be talking about that. It'll be a ranking slash. I might like go through because season 1 I kind of want to talk about from the beginning before I do like a updated ranking. But updated rankings for sure. But it might be a little bit of a discussion too. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you about that. Raw deal is great. So, anyway, cheers. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.